everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're staying nice and warm because it's really cold outside. We've just had a snowstorm. It's been 5 centimeters of snow. It's going to be about 10 to 15 centimeters. And I'm just heading out to get my daughter from daycare. Let me show you how much snow we've got here. Ooh, can you see that? Can you see that? Now we are back home, nice and warm. I just picked up my daughter from daycare and my husband from go station, and they're inside enjoying their meal. And I thought this would be a good time to sneak out and make a video on daycares or childcares in Canada. So if you are moving to Canada and you have babies or toddlers, or you're already in Canada and looking for daycare, you'll find all the information you need about daycares in this video. So in this video, we're going to talk about daycares in general. What are daycares? What is the age limit? What are the timings? And what is the admission process like? What activities do they offer? What is a sample day like? What kind of meals they have? What are the holidays or vacations? Yeah, we're going to talk about everything in this video. So let's get started, okay? What are daycares? If you are from India, you would be familiar with the term preparatory schools, right? The schools that our kids go to before they start the big school, the real school, right? So here in Ontario, in Canada, kids start school at 4. Before they turn 4, they go to daycares. And here in Canada, for most of the households, both mom and dad are working, both are working professionals. And well, we are lucky, we have my in-laws here, but most of the couples are not so lucky. Most parents are not so lucky, they don't have any support here. And that's why kids spend a lot of time in daycare. So let's talk about timings. Like in Canada, the daycares, they start at around 7 a.m. in the morning and they're available till 6 p.m. in the evening. Like you mentioned, most professionals are working. So, most of them, they work from 9 to 5, 9 to 6. And so if your kids are going to daycare, you can drop them before starting work and then pick them up after work, which is very convenient. Let's go to the age limit. So most daycares, they have 3 classes, starting with infants, then toddlers, and then preschoolers. Infants are from 6 months to 18 months. Toddler class is from 18 months to 2.5 years. And preschoolers are from 2.5 years to 4 years. There are some Montessori's as well, which take students till 6 years. They have a different education system. You can always check about Montessori's as well. My daughter did go to Montessori also. We actually changed 3 daycares. I'll tell that story later on. Yeah, you can send your kids to daycare as well till they turn 6 instead of sending them to a regular school. And by doing that, it depends. Like when kids start going to school at 4, they're public schools, so they are completely free of cost, and you're saving that money, right? But daycares, they charge money. But the good thing about daycares is they are going to be in a more focused environment. And if your kid is shy or timid and wants to have more focus, it's always good to send them to daycares. Otherwise, you can always, they can start school after the age of 4. Moving on now, talking about the admission process, it's very important to check with daycares in advance because here in Canada, most of the daycares, they have such long waitings. I remember I spoke to one daycare and they told me that they had 1 year waiting. So it's always good to check with multiple daycares or Montessori's and put your name there. You can always be on multiple wait lists. And we were lucky, we got one in 2 months. Yeah, we didn't take the one that had a waiting of 1 year, but there was one which had a waiting of 2 years, so we had put our name there. Also about the admission process, in case you don't know, in Canada, the schools that your kids go to, that depends upon your postal code. So every area has a designated school, and your kids can go only to that school. I'll put the I'll put the website here, so you can check. You can go to that website. You can put in your postal code, and it tells which are the designated public schools for that area. So that's for the big schools, not for daycares. For daycare, you can put your kid wherever you want. It's just that it should be convenient for you, because you have to take out the time in your busy day to drop them or pick them up. And with little kids, you know, they can have they can fall sick, or vomit, or not, or they really want to go back home. So you can, so if you get a call from daycare, you should be reachable to pick up your kid from daycare, right? So it's always good to have it nearby, so it's convenient for you to drop them or pick them up. Like for us, we were lucky to have one even at a walking distance, so my parents could drop her and pick her up, which was super convenient for us. But like I said, it's not a designated daycare, so they can go to any daycare that you find is a good fit for you. Okay, talking about, let's talk about what is the fees like. It's not free. It's so when we started daycare back in 2021 for my daughter, sorry, back in 2022 for my daughter, that time we were paying about $1,300 per month. $1,300 per month. But again, we were lucky, and the Canadian government came up with CWE-LCC, which is the subsidy they started providing for daycares. They're planning to go to about $10 per day, but right now the rates have been subsidized. So they got subsidized by about 50%. So now we're giving about $625 for 1 month of education for my daughter. So most of the daycares, they fall around this, they have this kind of fees. But it's always good to check if they are taking that subsidy, because like I mentioned, we changed 3 daycares, right? So one of the change that we did was because my daughter was with a Montessori, and they did not have the subsidy. They were not able to get the subsidy from the government. So they were not reducing the fees for the parents, which was about a 50% change. So we had to change daycare for her, even though it is a big step, because these kids, they are little, and it takes a lot of time for them to to develop that trust for their teachers, because they're spending so much time in daycare to make new friends. And it really broke my heart when I changed her daycare. But we had to save money. Sorry, we were selfish there. But yeah, when you're changing, be mindful of the kids, because it is really difficult for them. So that's about the fees. Moving on, about the vacation and holidays. Most daycares are off only on weekends or the statutory holidays that we have. They're just off on that. For Christmas, some of the daycares, they have a winter break of 1 to 2 weeks. That's about that. They don't have long vacations like regular schools. They don't close for summer break for 2 months. So that's really good, because after all, you're working, right? You don't get that many vacations. If the kids are home, you'll have to take care of them. You'll have to spend time with them. So that's really helpful that the daycares don't have long vacations. Okay, moving on. What are the activities that are offered in daycare? Right now my daughter is a preschooler, She started when she was a toddler, not as an infant because at that time we were in the middle of pandemic. So she started as a toddler and now she graduated to preschool. And the activities for her, they usually have, a theme for the month, like transportation, like food. And around that theme, they have different activities set up for them. They do all type of coloring, painting with stickers, with small toys, pretend play. They have music classes, they have dance classes, they have yoga classes. They learn to write, they have reading classes, they have circle time, and they sit in a circle and listen to stories or listen to music. And even they talk about different topics. They learn to write, so they have a specific letter for the week, and that week they'll be focusing on that specific alphabet, learning to write U, V, like that, learning about one number for the entire week. So it helps a lot. I've seen my daughter's vocabulary grow so much after she started daycare. Also, that she became so social. She started having so many friends, and she completely loves daycare. Talking about the meals, most daycares provide meals. They have three meals during the day. They have a morning snack around 9 a.m. They have their lunch around 11:30, 12, and then they have their afternoon snack around 2:30. For the kids that stay after 5, they also offer snacks after 5, if they're there till 6. The entire meal plan is shared with you. Um, it's always put in front of the classroom. It's also shared with you through email, or you can always go and check with the teacher. And they also ask you about any allergies that your kids might have. So you can tell them about the nut allergy or any other allergies that your kids have, and they'll plan accordingly. Also, if they eat veg, non-veg, do they like fish, turkey, all the stuff, you can tell them, and they curate the meals accordingly for the kids. Some daycares have a kitchen inside the daycare, depends on the kind of facility it is, and some of them source it from outside, so they have their meals coming in during the day for the kids. Okay, so let's talk about a sample day for them. So, like I said, the most of the daycares they start at 7. So 7 to 9 is usually the drop-ins. Different kids coming in, and that's when it's not very structured. Most of the kids are playing on their own, and they have their morning snack, and it's not very structured. But it's after 9 when the actual learning starts. So they have focused learning plan from 9 to 10:30. I'm talking about a sample. It can vary from daycare to daycare. You could always ask the teachers, what the sample day is like. They usually also have a timetable written out in front of the classroom. So they have from 9 to 10:30 is their learning time, and they learn to write alphabets, numbers, and learn about a certain theme. They also have their classes like yoga, dance, different type of classes. So after 10:30, that's when they go out. So 10:30 to 11:30, here in Canada, irrespective of the weather, if it's above minus 17 degrees, if it's not below minus 17, that's when the kids go out to play at least 2 hours every day. Yeah, it's only when the temperature is less than minus 17, that's when they consider the weather as extreme and too cold for the kids. Otherwise, it's perfectly normal for the kids to go out, even if it's minus 5, minus 10, minus 15. So yeah, till 11:30 they go out and they play. Then they come back, they have their lunch, then they have their nap. They usually have a 2-hour nap from like 12:30 to 2:30. That's when they sleep. Then after they wake up, they have their afternoon snack, and they again go out to play for 1 hour, and then they come back. Then they have some focused learning and activities which are usually till 4:30, and that's after 4:30 to 6. It's again more of pretend play, or just the kids socializing or hanging around, and that's what a sample day looks like in daycare. Talking about our story, why we changed three daycares for my daughter. One, I already mentioned that the daycare it was a Montessori, and they were not getting the up subsidy from the government, and so we changed it because we wanted to save money. It just made sense, right? And the second one was for two reasons. One was because we were moving houses, and also because we had a planned trip to India. We were going to India for about 3 months, and with daycares they don't give back your money if your kid is not coming to daycare. So if you're taking 3 months off, you don't get your money back for that. So we took our chances, and we had to withdraw her because we didn't want to pay for those 3 months. So you can always put yourself in another wait list or a wait list with the same daycare and take her out from there, because there's no point in paying for the months when your kid is not going to daycare. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for watching till the end. I hope I hope you find it useful. And if there are any other questions that you have regarding daycares or in general schooling in Canada, please leave them in the comments. And please, please, please do subscribe to our channel. Please do subscribe to our channel. We're just getting started, and we would love to get your support. Bye bye.